Come back, pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Oh, yeah. Good morning, good evening, and welcome to the Monday night. Actually, it's Thursday night online open mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. You see how much Monday night I still got in my blood? Yeah, man, it's been a while. I am your host for the evening. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Monday, Thursday. See what I'm saying? It's going to take a minute, right? I need a whole little sign up on my wall to say today is Thursday. Happy Thursday, y'all. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We do this every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live, y'all, because we at it. We moved down the street. Here we are on Thursday, getting ready to rock it. As I mentioned, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. If you're watching on one of these streams and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen. It's 977-539-856. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? You are going to find out this evening. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right, so we'd like to thank the Howard Gilman Foundation, the Poetry Foundation, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, and Education of America for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute. Every dollar counts, truly. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. That cat's all over the place, for real. Would not be able to do that without this cat, for real. Make sure you are plugging in. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2. Listen, so many things going on. So many things. Make sure you're plugging in. Tonight's theme, taking no L's or taking no losses. Hence you see the win-win, baby, win-win, right? Think win-win. That is what we are looking at this evening, right? We're not looking at the losses, right? We are taking no more losses. It is all wins going into 24, all right? That's what we're looking at. Listen, if your poem's not on theme this evening, that's totally cool, all right? Make sure you are changing your Zoom name to coincide with how you want people to connect with you, all right? Listen, next week is a new year, so which would make this the last open mic of the year from the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, and it has been a glorious year sharing every single week with y'all, right? And so now I got to get on my job, folks, right? And now I got to put these themes together for next year, and they are coming soon. You will see them very soon. Let's get to the rules so we can get to the poetry. Poets, turn your cameras on. We're trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see the beautiful exuberance that goes into your performance. That means poets, that means musicians, that means comedians. We want to see all of that beautiful exuberance and expression. So turn your cameras on. Have your art ready, right? If you're using a analog, you're using digital, make sure the poem or whatever monologue is ready to rock. If you're using music, it's totally cool, right? Make sure your original sound is on, right? And I put together something and I forgot to send it, so my apologies, but I did put together something for the folks who, mess with original sound. We need to make sure we get that together so we can hear everyone clearly, all right? If you're playing original music, that's cool. Music that's cool, make sure it's original, all right? Original sound, original music, and we're good to go, all right? Poets, you got 3 minutes to rock. All right, we're trying to keep it tight. Hey, we got a time frame around these parts, right? And I've told y'all before, I don't want to impose any type of time coppery, right? I hate it because I know the energy does take a hit, right? So please be mindful. Bring your poems at 3 minutes, all right? We have reached night 9:30, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, there are some explicit lyricists in our community. Some may even cause some triggering flashbacks. All right. But the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. There is no censorship, all right? Poetry, art, comedy, music is a living, breathing trigger warning, all right? Thou hast been warned. You are walking into a live open mic, a live stage. Thou hast been warned. This is a true call and response space. After the artists get up here and they share a part of who they truly are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy back with the room. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's going to be the rowdiest night of the week anyway. All right? All of that energy, all of that noise, all of that passion that you share with our artists, it will be returned to you in their performance. Trust and believe. All right? So unmute yourself and give that energy to the room. The sign-up list tonight is closed, all right? To get on the guaranteed list, you go to newyourekan.org. You click on full events calendar, which would be, of course, Wednesday, right? 24 hours before the open mic, right? You want to click on the Thursday that you want to get down on. You need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way you're getting on the guaranteed list. And they are not populating until 24 hours before the show. All right. Also going on in a brick and mortar near you in the Bowery is the Bowery Slam on Mondays, hosted by Jay Rose and the Beebs. Shout out C4. So, and listen, that was bananas, right? Which is going to come, and they're putting it all the way together. Also, the open mic at the Lower East Side Center, hosted by Supreme, is on the way. The Grand Slam is coming. All right. All of the winners of the slams have been coming together, and they are going to get down at the Grand Slam, hosted by La Bruja. So make sure you are plugging in. It is going to be a monstrous evening, no doubt. All right. And then the Twilight open mic afterwards. So listen, you got plenty of chances to come through, right? It's going to be amazing. So make sure if you're in the tri-state area, plug in. Tonight's list. Look at these beautiful poets. Got some new names, got some folks that we get to yell at, haven't seen in a while. But guess what? We are here for it all. So let's get to it. There's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good, everybody? It is great to see everyone. Wait all week just to hang out with y'all. So guess what? We're going to jump right into it. I'm going to post the list in the chat. And let's jump it off this evening. Coming up first, shout out to educators in the building. This incredible poet comes through week after week after week, sharing his incredible passion and poetry with us. I love to see this cat coming through. The one and only Doug Silver in the building. What up, Professor Platinum? Let these folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you. Come on, man. Set it off.
Thank you, Elemental, very much. It's great to see and hear you always and all the poets. I'll do my best to make contact, being the leadoff hitter here, and I trust that my fellow poets will get me home, you know. Here's a new poem. It's called And Beyond It. I used to see only the worst, always the problems, the emptiness, the coldness, the no ways that something good could possibly come of this. But the world, even my little piece of it, is not so black, is not so white, and those two aren't as far apart as some people might think. There's chance, there's in-betweens, there's memories, there's forgiving, there's hopes. Yes, it's cold right now, but give the sun an hour or two to take off the chill. And don't worry about that car. Probably can't even see us from there, but that barking dog can hear us. But it won't tell anybody, just wants to talk to us, letting us know it knows. That shopping cart right there, kids wheeled it here after school one day, 2 inside and 1 pushing. I never in my life heard anyone laughing so loud. That old bridge over the old creek, and beyond it, in the spring and sometimes summer, old men and their grandkids fishing, some of the best freshwater bass in the state. And that tree there on the left, always lit up every color you can imagine during the holidays. Someone said the state does it, but I don't think so. Somebody somehow higher must. This snow, just a dusting really, soon it'll be a foot thick, a freezing blanket, warming until the melting in the spring, and the grass and even more growing green again, again, and again. Thanks very much.
Man, I'm telling you, I love the texture in your poems. It always feels like wind blowing. Damn it, I love it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Doug Silver.
Hey, Doug. Nice job.
Nice job, Doug.
Yeah.
Beautiful work.
Man,
Thank you, everybody.
good job, Doug. Man. Wow.
Oh, I truly, truly love what you do, Professor Platinum. You know, simply because the way that you put your poetry together is like a lesson. It's teaching people so many different things that at one time, and I love it, right? It's like a walking double entendre, right? You're teaching people while you're teaching people. No way something good could possibly come of it, especially when, you know, all that negativity. Of course not. He said black and white. Those two aren't as far apart as people think. Man, listen, you know what I mean? If you know, you know. Like in between, there's Heisenberg. As far as that shopping cart, 2 inside, 1 pushing. The laughter, the feeling, right? The freedom in that. That's something I'll never forget either. Thank you, Doug Silver, for bringing that beautiful memory to all of us, sharing your incredible poetry with us as always. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Starship is underway. And as he mentioned, right, he's going to put us out there and we're going to make sure we bring it all the way home. Definitely. All right. Coming up next, our resident fireman in the building. This cat always with a rhyme, always right on time. The one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. Eddie, always great to see you, man. Come on, take it away.
Ari, great to see you too. Thank you for pushing on through. Remember that we admire and love you. Woo! All right, you want to follow me? Please look in the chat zone there where it's at. What? Like the theme is winner, winner. Nothing says a winner like a new year with extra cheer. Thank you for having me here. I got this wonderful poem. It's called Song of the New Year by James Whitcomb Riley. I heard the bells at midnight ringing in the dawning year, and above the clanging chorus of the song I seemed to hear a chorus of mystical voices, blinking echoes ringing clear, with a band of angels winging through the haunted atmosphere. Ring out the shame and sorrow, and the misery and sin that the dawning of the morrow may in peace be ushered in, as I thought of all the trials the departed years had cost, and the blooming hopes and pleasures that are withered now and lost. And with joy I drank the music, stealing o'er the feeling there, as the spirit song came pealing on the silence everywhere. Ring out the shame and sorrow, and the misery and the misery and sin, that the dawning of the morrow may in peace be ushered in. And I listen as a lover to the utterance that follows, in syllables like dewdrops from the red lips of a rose, to the anthem fainter, growing, climbing higher, shimming on, up the rounds of happy rhyming, slowly vanish in the dawn. Ring out the shame and sorrow, and the misery and sin, that the dawning of morrow may in peace be ushered in. Then I raise my eyes to heaven, and with trembled lips I pled for the blessing for the living and the pardon of the dead. And like a ghost of music, slowly whispered lowly song, came the echo pure and holy. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Oh, you know what? You never cease to amaze me, man. For real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
Yeah. Nice job.
Hey, yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Bringing a little music into that read. I could hear the notes.
You know what I mean?
It's hard not to smile when he's reading, right? It just
Got a chance to rock with this cat. I'm telling you, this cat has been doing it well, longer than I have. I'm telling you.
Listen, I appreciate you, Eddie, always for coming through and taking it to new places. Every time I hear you, Eddie, you're taking it to new places, right? A bed of angels winging through a harmful atmosphere. Come on, man. Blooming hopes, right? Ring out the sorrow and the shame. I listen as a lover? What? Yo. And then the one that got me the most, Eddie, blessing for the living and a pardon for the dead. Listen, man, that's foresight on another level, man. That's paying homage forward and back. I love that sentiment. I love that sentiment truly, man. Thank you, Eddie, for always coming through and bringing your energy, man. I told y'all that cat always got a rhyme and it's always right on time. All right. I don't know how they did this, all right? But listen, the band is forming. I don't know how, but listen, musicians got it, all right? Because we about to get hit with the resident musicians in a row. Coming up first, this cat. I love seeing this cat in front of the keys. I'm telling you, as much as he says he's a musician, he's a poet and a musician and just an incredible artist, the one and only CCR Chakra in the building. Let these folks know how they can connect with all the incredible things that you do, man. Always great to see you, CC. Take it away.
Yeah, I got to keep it short and sweet, though. But so the Human Room Open Voice is a free speech platform concept, THROV. You can find it on my website, ccrchakra.com. As far as the theme goes, The Win-Win Poets is a poem from 20 years ago, and it's a critique of competition in the arts. But I can't do that, so if you can freeze your screen, you can read that. But that's in there, and that was put past some serious eyes before it went, because I got a lot of friends from the. Anyway, here's a few words in a song. The words are: the day they discovered no one went to Mars. The moment was uncovered to expose the myth of time. And all the fear that we believed in was a safety trap door shut. They promised freedom was to chip yourself. You ended up inside the chip. You are running out of men. when privilege is a coward. Floating on a wealthy sea, made of nothing more than numbers and the blood of fears believed. Here fear has only one friend, then fear owns you, eats you, and then kindly kills its mother. Oh, fear is a story, afraid of dying, so it lives to make sure no one ever becomes love. If there's no one fighting, fear will start one. Fear never satisfied unless there's more war coming. So all wars run just to morph into the next one. And every father in a fight must hand hatred to his son. You are running out of men. You are running out of men. And the earth you forsake her just to fucking rape her. Don't love life, women, girls, or mothers. You are running out of men. You are running out of men. Privilege is a coward. Floating on a wealthy sea, made of nothing more than numbers and the blood of fears believed. You are running out of men. You are running out of men. That was inspired by a line from Bob Dylan's acceptance speech from when he got the literary prize for Nobel laureate. And he was talking about, I think, on the Western Front. And he said the words, "You are running out of men." And I said, I got to write that fucking song. And that's what happened.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for CC Archibald.
Yeah.
CP Mays approved, by the way. That song is CP Mays approved. They just want to let you know that.
Yeah, good. I understand why. That was powerful.
Wow.
Very, very.
Hey,
beautiful. Thank you, CC, for sharing your inspiration with us. Right, you didn't necessarily have to do that, right? But thank you for sharing that inspiration with us. I love, again, here I go. I love poets because we can take one line and turn it into something magical, even more magical, something even more magnificent, right? That That was amazing. I'm gonna tell you like this, CC. Every time I hear you, man, I keep hearing that piano starting to reach out to you more. Starting to believe that I'm not sure which one of you is playing who at this point. So that's heavy work, man, for real. A couple of your colleagues saw the same thing, right? When privilege is a coward floating on a wealthy sea. Come on. What? The day they discovered no one went to Mars? You're running out of men, right? They live to make sure no one becomes love. The earth, you forsake her just to fucking rape her. Come on, man. I'm telling y'all. We in the pocket. Appreciate you, CC. For real. Coming up next, I don't know if he's playing lead or rhythm this evening, but I'm telling you, the week is never in alignment until we get a Joski C song. So here it comes. The one and only Joski C in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, Joski. Always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Hey, Elemental. Coming through? So
Sounds gravy.
This is for my friend who's going through something hard right now. I went to the doctor a couple years ago, and she said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "Let's start with a poem." Bells and strokes. With bells and strokes, piece by piece, my face is leaving me. Stained shards rearranged, fragile as glass. Twisted smile to oppose imposed rigidity. With bells and strokes, piece by piece, my face is leaving me. This is something I wrote about the governor of Texas and the governor of Florida. Abbott and DeSantis posing for the camera, preening for the MAGA, competing for the mantle. They put migrants on a bus, they put migrants on a plane, lying to the ones who seek asylum. They dropped them on a vacant lot where sunshine bends, it ain't as hot. A city or an island in the north. Migrant road, migrant sky, migrants told our governor's lie. Migrant bus, migrant plane, migrants carrying their pain. They dropped him in a blizzard storm on Christmas Eve in Washington, on sidewalks frozen cold as a governor's heart. Migrant road, migrant sky, migrants told our governor's lie. Migrant bus, migrant plane, migrants carrying their pain. Abbott and DeSantis posing for the camera, preening for the MAGA, competing for the mantle. They put migrants on a bus, they put migrants on a plane, lying to the ones who seek asylum, lying to the ones who seek asylum. Oh, shit.
Hell yeah. This is why I love. This is why I love all of you. My community is so incredible. Don't believe me? I told you I was going to show you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski C.
Joski!
Yeah. Surprising.
Getting some Pete Singer's
Way to go, Joski. Sounds great, man. Nice song.
That's my governor. Yeah.
You're on a new path. Nina's loving it. Pete Singer. All right.
Listen. This is what's beautiful about our new address is that we have so many powerful artists coming through that triangulate with this evening. I couldn't be more proud of you all for making time to rock with us. Joski, and I was right about the world being in alignment, right? You just put us back in balance those frequencies. He said to start off, let's start with a poem. Come on, man. That's how you do it. Let's start with a poem, right? Piece by piece, my face is leaving me, right? Yeah, I think we all end up with a twisted smile at one point or another, right? Once a man, twice a child. Abbott and DeSantis, man, listen. That some of the things that I've been seeing coming from that area, man, is pretty horrific, man. And I love the fact that you are fearless enough to take on such a subject and put it right back in their face, right? Reminding them that they're preening for the MAGA, right? Lying to the ones who seek asylum. Come on, man. It's a travesty happening all over. Somebody better do something about it before it starts spilling into your neighborhoods, and then it's going to be a major problem. Appreciate you, Joski. For real. Telling you. Whoo! Musicians is on it this evening, and here comes the next one. This incredible musician comes through every week with something new. And I'm telling you, even if he has comedy to rip, I'm telling you, this dude's amazing 100% of the time. The one and only Catman Bill in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Well, thank you. Well, you can find my YouTube channel under Catman Bill. Probably if you attach my hometown, Hartford, Connecticut, and my songs around there. No, I don't always have new stuff. In fact, I haven't done anything new in a while, but sometimes the song can take you on a journey. And last year, my divine moment of inspiration came to write about Leonard Peltier, who I wanted to write for several years, but the lyrics just weren't coming out. But last October, they came out. And shortly after I finished my song, I recorded it and sent it to a tribal group in Rapid City, South Dakota, that were vying for his release. He's been in prison since, I think, 1979 for falsely being accused of shooting 2 FBI agents on the Jumping Bull Ranch. His 2 co-conspirators were found not guilty because they stayed for the trial. Leonard instead ran to Canada, and they brought him back, and they put him in front of a different jurisdiction and a hostile judge, and they threw the book at him. And since then, people have been trying to win his freedom. Really, today, at the very delicate age of 80, he doesn't have, his time has run out. And there's only one possibility, and that's a presidential pardon, because the Justice Department isn't going to reopen this case because they would lose. They did not have the evidence in the first place, and they would be susceptible to tens of millions of dollars in litigation. So they're not going to open this case. And I'm talking to some tribal people that I want them to start a fundraiser to raise money for a major concert in Washington, and that's what needs to be done to bring them to the present, because this is most people haven't been alive when this took place. So anyway, the song. Mr. President, please pardon Leonard Peltier. He spent his life in prison. His trial wasn't fair. Mr. President, pardon Leonard Peltier. In prison like an animal, 45 plus years. On the Pine Ridge Reservation in 1975. protecting his people from the goons and FBI. As many who were murdered on the Pine Ridge that year. Mr. President, pardon Leonard Peltier. The trial was a travesty, he didn't have a chance. 2 agents shot dead on the Jumping Bull Ranch. Prosecution gave false testimony of the murder scene. They pinned it on Leonard as in a bad dream. Mr. President, pardon Leonard Peltier. He spent his life in prison. His trial wasn't fair. Mr. President, pardon Leonard Peltier. In prison like an animal, 45 plus years. Myrtle, poor beer, a girl who testified. Lied, said she dated Len and said he did the crime. Then later recanted, confessing her lies. Mr. President, give Leonard back his life. Rubidoux, Butler, and Peltier, all 3 charged with the crime. First 2 found not guilty, and neither did no time. So they pinned it all on Leonard. Someone had to pay. Mr. President, free Leonard without delay. Leonard ran from the scene, later found up north. They brought him back from Canada, they brought him back by force. They brought him back from Canada to face another judge who wanted someone to convict with a solitary grudge. Mr. President, please pardon Leonard Peltier. He spent his life in prison. His trial wasn't fair. Mr. President, pardon Leonard Peltier. In prison like an animal, 45 plus years. Thank you.
I mean, damn it, I love activists. Unmute yourself, give it up for Catman Ben.
Yeah, free Leonard Peltier. Yeah.
Way to go there, Catman.
Yes,
Sing it
Catman.
loud, sing it proud.
It's so
Good
important,
luck with their
man.
fundraiser too.
There it is. Creative people run the world.
He's got
like
lots of writing.
Great work, Catman.
Creative people
Great
run the
work.
world. Let me tell you, right? He took something from 1974 and brought it all the way to today in a way that everyone of every faith who speaks almost every language can understand. Still being the activist, right? Still fighting a system that's treating people in the worst of ways. In a song, in a beautiful song. Spent his life in prison and his trial wasn't fair. Thank you, Catman, for making sure the world doesn't forget Leonard Peltier. For making sure the president can hear your voice when he falls asleep. Free Leonard Peltier. Thank you, Catman. Truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next, this poet continues to come through. Listen, he solid as the brick wall that he usually sits in front of, all right, but he is consistent, dedicated, and a rock solid poet. The one and only James Hamilton in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, man. Always great to see you. Come on, take it away.
Thank you, Elemental New Eurekan Poets Cafe. You can find me, James Hamilton, author, on Facebook is the best way. You were talking a topic tonight, which is great, win-win. For me, that is, you can see behind me, End the Stigma of Addiction. Project Wish Hope is the place that I work with every day. We need to stop the flow of fentanyl into this country, man. People are dying and they don't have to. And I fight that fight every day. And I'm not trying to soapbox or nothing, but my poem tonight is about winning. It's about the addicts. It's for the addicts, and it's about getting into recovery and ending the stigma, man. So it's called Another Man. I begin again with a briskly paced stroll down the road, through trash-littered alleyways, a pigeon shit-dense park, and along several hundred feet of wrought iron fence that coincidentally resemble tangled bunches of rose thatch. And I emerge from the urban garden unscathed to find geometry, several squares of concrete between randomly created clouds of my condensating breath and the door to my usual room, the one where I get well. I got there quicker than expected, maybe 20 minutes too soon, but I don't know, because dope time never feels real. I haunt the empty airspace outside that space there for a moment, or some moments, waiting, and I look around at the remnants of a day that has died, and across the faces of the downtrodden, shivering as they meander and slither by like undead creatures of the burgeoning night. They seem lost, without direction, missing souls, dead like the day, buried by society's leverage, flesh bags existing or looking for another way, mixed together, migrating to any place in some kind of a macabre parade. Some frowning behind smiled masks like somber clowns, chemically faded and wheezing, eyeballs fixed in a gaze pinned to the salt pellet littered ground. Some appear to be in pain or a measure of perpetual strife, tweaking, their glances nervously darting around without control as their dignity continues leaking out. Others with saddened faces locked in a posture of forlorn, overworked and underpaid and tired, skin windburned and wrinkled with age, weathered, thirsty and worn. And over them all, the sky releases misty tears, crying on them and me and all of this, originating from clouds none of us can see. Through the near dark and foggy haze, it covers us with frosty doubt and the pollution and acidic remnants of man and earth's twisted tryst. A cocktail of ice and the periodic table in a petri dish full of tainted piss. And as all of this swings to people, places, and dirtier than they should be things, the world turns and I stub out my smoke. And another man somewhere else is pumping gas, dirty ass shirt, trucker hat, and oversized sweatpants hanging down halfway on his fatter than his should be ass. He's drunk, chugging milk from a carton, steadying himself on the car door's passenger window glass. And I'm saddened by that thought. And I turn toward my door, the one that stands between me and catharsis, and face the face I see, the loneliest face of this post-mortem day, the one I see in the reflection in the glass, the face of yet another unwell man, a contemporary cowboy with no range, the only one I care about looking back at me, the winner at last. Thank you.
Yo, I love that shit. I love that shit. Unmute yourself. Give it up for James Hamilton.
Oh, James.
James, you killed it, James.
James, awesome.
That
was dope.
Awesome.
That
Dig
was
deep
dope.
and bring it home.
Thank you.
Dig deep and bring it home.
The trucker's fat ass.
You know, bigger than it should be, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, there's a comment.
Yo, first and foremost, man, that takes courage to step in front of people when you have an addiction and admit that you have one. Secondly, to take that power back from whatever it is and say, I own this. I own this. Man, what? Like, by the addicts, for the addicts. Like, listen, man, I know folks, man, who've been in that program for a long time, man. That speaks to so many people, right? Dope time never feels real. What? Like, yo, that sounds like an entire collection of like drug-induced poems. Like, I don't know how, like an addict's recovery journal, I don't know, but yo, dope time never feels real? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Tweaking as their dignity continues to leak out. I don't know. And that's heavy work. Thank you, James. Thank you for the road that you've been on, for making it to this side and sharing all of that with us. We truly appreciate you. Woo! Heavyweights, y'all. I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you. I told y'all, right? Poetry is a living, breathing, walking trigger warning, right? We do this. All right. Some people do this. We do this. Coming up next, our resident magician in the building. The Magus is here. As soon as he jumped in, you could hear his exuberance spill out. I'm telling you, the one and only Gustav Salas in the building. Also host of Chaos Magic every Monday night. Make sure you plug in. Listen, this cat's all kind of amazing. Come on, Gustav. You know what it is. Take it away.
Greetings, Elemental, RMT, and beloved poets. I am delighted to be here with you tonight. I am the host of Chaos Magic, 8 p.m. Monday nights. DM me at Magus801. That's Magus 801 for the Zoom link and a badass poster. I have two pieces for you tonight. One is written to theme. It's called Ceasefire. Searching for a win-win situation, a ceasefire, an utter cessation of hatred and violence, an end to war for all times hence. This is the only true way forward. No half steps will do toward this goal that has eluded us so far, but must ever be our lodestar. It is my only New Year's wish for us all. Please, I beg you, listen to my call. And this, some of y'all have heard this. In fact, most of y'all have probably heard this, but it is my final wish for the new year. This is the guy in Epiphany. I've just had an epiphany. It's all become clear like cut glass crystal from Tiffany that all of this, all we see, we're an organism, interplanetary. God, we're Gaia. We're chaos born. We're not some womb from which we're torn, but rather we're one single entity, one world of infinite diversity. E pluribus unum is one way to put it. And until you see it, your third eye's hooded from the beauty of this revelation, for you must see the implication. Sex, race, religion, these are artificial memes. And by dividing, we've conquered our own higher dreams of evolving into the Gaia mind. Or you're willfully choosing to be blind. Then you devolve to become what you believe. Outside this whole as you perceive. A parasite on this earth, our host, you always hurt what you love the most. Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost are patriarchy's highest toast. And monotheism's predicted a disaster. But our destiny we can master. And our higher minds illuminate that ours is Gaia's fate. And the tree of life you must not kill. Love and do what thou will. As above, so below. Love your mother. Let it grow, let it grow, let it grow, let it grow, let it grow. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, all. I love you.
Oh my gosh. And your poetry just continues to grow and let it grow and let it grow. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Gustav Salas.
Gustav!
Hey man, way to go, way to go.
Way to go, Monday.
And Gustav is such an enigma, right? Because Gustav has shown up and has been 100% Gustav throughout, right? Gustav, you're just amazing, sir. As I mentioned earlier, host of Chaos Magic. This guy, he does this for real, right? He's a poet's poet. He loves poetry. He loves his community. An end to war for all times hence. My only New Year's wish for us all. You know, there's been so many incredible artists that have been wishing for that same thing. But I am thankful that you are one of the artists that are taking it upon yourself to do something about it. So thank you. Thank you for that, Gustav. And the guy in Epiphany, yeah, man, listen. That poem, man, that just, I have to do my best. I have to do my best to put that somewhere. Race, sex, religion, they're artificial means, right? Do not willfully become blind. Do not. And in the event that you do, make sure you plug in with Gustav Silas. He'll remind you. Thank you, Gustav. I appreciate you so very much for all that you do. Again, plug into his open mic Monday night. All right. Listen, before we move on real quick, shout out a couple of folks. Shout out Oshun Oyen will not be able to join us this evening, sending healing vibes. Liza Nepa will not be joining us this evening. Listen, all kinds of good energy, really. So many folks who are in the building, man. Shout out Thomas Cannon for hanging out with us. Shout out Amber Wilkins, Garland Thompson, Jenny in the building. I see Kazi Kaz just jumped in. Definitely, we see you. We see you. All right. Coming up next. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are rocking with one of the best this evening. This incredible poet, author of I Didn't Come Here to Tap Dance, has been doing this with some of the greats in our field, in our world, man, and it continues to carry that torch at the highest level. The one and only Baba Ngoma in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. It is great to see you always. Please take it away.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It's good to see you and good to be seen. I wasn't going to do this poem, but Catman Bill did a poem, and I said, well, I got to do this one. This is called a poem for the absent-minded. There's some rumbling in the air that says you just don't care, saying you just think we should forget about it, living in a culture of selective amnesia. But I'm not trying to forget. Maybe that's why I was sent to jar your memory, hoping that the truth will set you free. After all, we weren't slaves before they brought us here, planting seeds of fear, using the Bible, the lash, and the gun, erasing the memory of where we've come from, flipping scripts so you won't know about Osar, Orset, and Haru, the original Trinity, distorting us with his story instead of truth. That's why I remind you of Sojourner, Nanny and Nzinga, Nat and Shaka Zulu, Fannie Lou and Tubman too. Now they're turning in their graves, because in this modern day society, not much has changed as we are fooled. Chains removed from arms and legs were wrapped around your brain in denial of the matrix. See, I remember civil rights. I remember when we stood up to fight. I remember Black Power and Black Panthers with shotguns on the courthouse steps. I remember Imamu Amiri Baraka and Simba Wachunga too. That's why I write these poems to you. I remember Black Fist held high. For each Black man's eulogy, a pig would die. Violence is as American as apple pie. Quoting H. Rap Brown, aka Jamil Abdullah Alameen, now in Supermax. I remember Watts and Newark too. BLA, Asada, and new African freedom fighters who fought for me and you. I recall George and Jonathan Jackson. I write this poem for Fred Hampton, murdered while sleeping in his bed. Chicago pigs filled him full of lead. I remember Geronimo Pratt. And let's get down to the bare facts. America is in denial that there are Black freedom fighters here, but there are at least 69, and I'm not talking sex. There's plenty of reasons to be vexed. No telling who they'll lock up next. I'm not talking about your everyday criminal, but those who made a conscious choice to stand and fight, or framed by the viciousness of COINTELPRO, chained up, locked down, never seeing daylight. Some in solitary confinement 40 years or more. No contact with the outside world nor human touch. Locked away longer than Mandela. Locked away longer than those convicted of the laws called Rockefeller. I remember when Philadelphia's No Good moved on John Africa and the Move family. See, a lot of you have forgotten about Mumia Abu Jamal, but he's only one of many standing tall behind the wall, like Oscar Lopez Rivera and Ruchelle McGee, Sekou Odinga and Russell Maroon Schultz in the Angola Three, Lynn Stewart, Mutulu Shakur, Jalil Mutakim, Leonard Peltier, Herman Wallace, and Abdul Majid, just some of the new African warriors captured that need to be freed. So now you've been informed, and since you've heard the facts, I'm giving you the contacts. Here's what you can do. Contact the Jericho Movement, jerichonewyork.org.
Yo, you got one more, Baba? You got one
Yeah,
more? All
yeah.
right, let it ride. I'm about to yell at you. Go ahead, one more. One more.
They walk through life with eyes wide shut, in denial that their TV sets lied, that their holy books are plagiarized by amnesia patients suffering post-traumatic stress since the Spanish Inquisition, trading land for beads and Bibles to those who could not read, then forced them to believe that the cross would save them. They said, believe us, but it didn't save Jesus. Immaculate conception, reincarnation, resurrection, a suffer the wrath of the sword in those days of dark called medieval, ruled by society's secrets, degrees and planets evicted from temples, numbers keepers. King James, a filthy drunken pervert, seized the scrolls and flipped the scripture, but never got instructions to decipher the inscriptions passed down by master teachers, otherwise known as Egyptians. So tell me, who's defining this definition? Did he fit the description in the lineup of those accused of treason? Tell me, Buddha, what do you think of this new guy, Jesus? Should we ask Krishna if he's come to confuse us? After all, crusaders burn witches at the stake. So was he sent to deceive us with a veil of misconception that there was only one immaculate conception, crucifixion, resurrection? But first, you better take a look at the planet's ancient mystery books. It doesn't take a CSI to know that there were thieves in the temple. Word, that lying Judas. You mean he didn't speak of Horus or Attis, Krishna or Dionysus, Buddha or Mithra, and those of every family? You'd best to find the righteous path, learn the science and the math, to play the dozens, to everything there is a season. 12 tribes equal 12 disciples equal 12 constellations of planets around Horus, the sun. The secret of life is one. How do I know this, you ask? At high noon, I shapeshifted into a dove. I was there when he stood in a circle squared. I didn't come to tap dance.
Nah, I don't think so, sir. Unmute yourself, give it up for Baba Ingoma.
Yeah, you did not come to tap dance. Yeah.
First of all, I just got to give respect for you being here and you giving us your age, but letting us know how young we are. You know what I'm saying?
Say that, CC. Say that. For real. Letting us know how wet behind the ears we actually are. Okay? I appreciate that, CC, for real. The Baba just dropped a plethora of names on y'all. He probably spanned a good 40 years for y'all. I don't know if everybody's been alive 40 years, but he hit y'all with a couple decades real quick. In the first poem, he was just name dropping some of the heaviest heavyweight folks in the world, right? In a poem for the absent-minded. You know, he mentioned about the oppressive force that is trying to erase the memory of where we came from, right? Of Nat Turner, of Shaka Zulu, of Fannie Lou Hamer, like, you know, sick and tired of being sick and tired, man. In denial of the Matrix, right? I remember the black fist held high all the time. H. Rap Brown, right? BLA, Asada, Fred Hampton, Geronimo Pratt. Come on, man. Right? The America's system of oppression that we still live under. COINTELPRO, of course. Fear of a Black Messiah. If you don't know, look it up. We talking history. In the second book, in the second poem, you said holy books are plagiarized by mental patients. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you do not dig this, then you suffer the wrath of the sword. We talking crusades, people. We talking history. We talking bloody curriculum that they teach in schools. Right, not the good stuff passed down by the master teachers, better known as Egyptians. There are thieves in the temple, right? Everybody thought Prince was talking about some sexual shit. Prince said there were thieves in the temple. Just wasn't listening. Last piece: 12 tribes, 12 disciples, 12 languages. Man, that dude's on another level, y'all. Appreciate you, Baba, for coming through and reminding us, as CC said, how much we don't know. Thank you. Rocking with the best, man, and still does it at a high level, as I mentioned. Thank you. All right, one more incredible artist, and then I'm gonna pass it to RMT. Coming up next, I was wondering when this poet will find their way back to us, and they have. And I'm telling you, when I see this poet, I think about the level of bravery that it took for them to show up the first time and let the world know who they really are. And I'm telling you, you're about to find out why I get excited when this poet comes through. The one and only Dr. Z Page in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thanks. This is going to be a tough act to follow, that last one. Follow me on Twitter at mplorario. This poem's called Blush, wrote recently. It describes the joys and challenges of being someone's first or early gay experience. And in 2024, I'm hoping to turn some of those L's into W's in terms of my love life. My sex makes you blush. They can't even think about it, let alone speak about it to me. That doesn't stop the gossip. How the fuck does she fuck? My okay Cupid shoots my heart every time a stranger asks me to start by explaining how I could squirt for them and whether that transformed them into lesser men. Their strategy ignores that decency would hook me. Go have fun with your opposable thumbs. They imagine me for a time. I see their lips make kissy faces and get wet from their tongues when they consider it inconsiderately. Even when they say it's unconscious, I see it happening. I'm placed on a short conveyor belt, passing them to take my hits, then falling away after they give their licks. I'm the object they handle a little before they lose their nerve, interest, or manners. Then I'm dropped into the nearest recycling can, used and reused, returning to where I started, empty-handed. Their loss. When I give it to others, my sex turns their bodies to fire, like a fantasy slayer. I give them things to ponder until they're dead or retired from their straight-laced sneakers, punting the same stale cunt. I leave them fully satisfied from their appetites, because I'm the celebrity chef screaming until the whipping's done right. I'm an untamed liar. My music spreads from one ear to the other and bypasses the brains of those unable to hold on to my melodies. I can see why they're curious, but my answers aren't simple. It takes a while to learn how to re-socialize and re-visualize, retrain their cortices to capture the beauty of damaged skin, uncover how society's evils aren't based on their uncontrollable desires. Let me divulge my guts past my outer layer, remove the container and displace what brought them to me in the first place. They may not like how my mind changes theirs once I quench their perverted thirst. Like cracked eggs on a sun-swept dashboard, I'll run for days and leave behind a stain for years. Pick up the pieces because they're worth gluing back together and keeping them as a reminder. My sex makes you blush. That's how it will be until they fuck someone like me. But this gift is for those who treat me respectfully. When they do, I'll be here to wipe the tears and provide that aftercare they need before they leave the bed. I will cuddle their post-coital fragility and unpack their questions of identity like unpaid therapy. I'll answer their texts the next day and let them claim their space. I know it's not about me. They're probably battling shame when considering if they're gay. I release an experience they never were told was an option. I'm a life changer, they tell me when they come back years later. It's like a summer wine. I'm worth the blush. Don't deny, because I know how it hurts. My face once splashed pink too when I cried in her arms. Thank you.
Yo, that shit was, oh shit. Unmute yourself, give it up for Dr. Z Page.
Wow. Way to go, Doctor. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people are
All right,
afraid
I know,
to
baby,
step
I
on
know.
that line and talk about it at all. or even ask
You're the
those
boss,
questions.
baby.
But you did
I'm
something
not.
special
You're the
there.
ones that were trained to go with
This is my
family
take.
that goes a little bit
Stop
short and
judging.
fractured dreams and promises
Stop
with
judging
jagged
whether you're being
edges that are
fucked
inoculated
or
with
whether you're
the
fucking, and start letting people love and be loved. That's how I'm getting sick of the that there's an argument. Love and be loved is not a fucking argument.
No, love and be loved is not an argument. 100% of the time, it is not. However, people put things in front of love that makes love complicated. Right? Love is not supposed to be complicated, right? Love is supposed to be the simplest gift ever. It's like the most natural thing. It's like breathing, right? Is what love is supposed to be. It's just people make it difficult, nasty. Listen. You come through and do. Listen, I was all in. I'm still all in. And then you had to go and flex so very hard at the end, right? Because first of all, you said, "Oh, my sex makes you blush." Like, oh shit, am I blushing? Of course not. They asked, how the fuck does she fuck? Right? Transform them into lesser men, right? They get wet from their tongues when they consider it inconsiderately. Like, come on, right? You're the chef in the kitchen, right? Screaming until the whipping is done right. Once you quench their perverted thirst, that's how it'll be till you fuck someone like me. Is at the end though that you said, I'm a life changer. Fuck out of here. What? I'm a life changer. Like, I'm not just gonna change your night, I'm gonna change your life. Yo, that's just heavy. Like so much heavy truth in that. Like, appreciate you, Dr. Z Page. Make sure you are plugging in. Hey, make sure you find yourself back here every Thursday night too. That's at work. Appreciate you. All right. Coming up next, another OG in the building, ready to put that work in your life. This incredible Jedi Master continues to come through. Listen, man, I continue to learn from him. I continue to gather his energy every time he rips, man, because he brings it every time, man. The one and only Paul Skiff in the building. It is always great to see you, Jedi Master. Please take it away.
Hey, hi, everybody. Hope you're all getting some time to relax during the week when it's supposed to be celebrating things that are positive and uplifting in the midst of all the hoo-ha that's towing everyone else in the other direction. Enough preaching. Mute him. Just going to read some parts out of this thing I've done before, but it's written in these tiny little bits. So I'll try to do parts I haven't done before. And this was created to do live. It wasn't really created to be something in a book. The title is Declarations. I'm doing this to dissolve the scab of street noise out of your ears. I'm doing this because it is something that happens hardly at all. So you are going to have to just listen to what I am doing. This to be in plain sight of the body you did not choose to be. So when you struggle with this exposed, annoying inexactness, I can sneak by mostly unnoticed. I am doing this out of the indiscriminate, random, heedless generosity of my madness. I am doing this so you will not have to show me your real personality and then find something else to be afraid of. I am doing this to announce to you I have a gig later this month financed through a foreign entity from a program bankrolled by the CIA. If you are interested in why your sewer system is not functioning and what your tax dollar is really flowing into, I am doing this for another few lingering minutes. So this will not be short and brutal like the sound of jail doors. I am doing this because I figure if I try to be extraordinarily good, you might be shamed to give me affection. I am doing this because literature is one of the highest forms of white consciousness. So when I am doing this, I am being more white than other white people. I am doing this because the more I bamboozle your understanding, the more you let go and enjoy it. I am doing this to help me be able to just barely recall. My mouth is, if I remember right, supposed to be for something other than biting. I'm doing this as my body is often treated as a ditch into which so much policy, procedure, and conditional privilege have been dumped that if I do not wave myself around on this screen, the heat of decay will smother my songs into pure blab. I am doing this because life is a lucky wound in a game that inflicts it. But if I play by my rules, it will not matter if I triumph, am defeated, or heal. I will become an exit with no consequence. I am doing this. I am doing this for it makes me no different than a child who has been incarcerated in Tompkins Square Park with all the new brightly colored swing sets behind the fences that are authoritarian excuse, like scarecrows to the squatters. But I'm not so confused about playing the innocence of the saved little children and their swing sets against the innocence of the damned living in the park, for I am what is reproduced out of the social waste. I am doing this by distributing my voice among you as a natural resource for which there's no equivalent alternative, but its absence would not be a real scarcity. So you can limit the amount of your acceptance I'm accumulating. Just leave. But do not think that will stop my power development or prevent my flourishing. My throat is an engine. If you have not guessed by now, my throat is an engine that runs on refusal. I am doing this, even though here is not the time or situation, the acceptance, life, or way of facing each other by which we can receive each other or the world. But this computer and its microphone, this room here, this room I'm in, this room made out of electricity we're all in, these bodies, wherever you are behind that screen and your little electric box, that's what it looks like to me. This moment cannot refuse in this room for these bodies. This moment cannot refuse to be vessel for the word I am doing this because I still know, I still know, I still know what a soul is. But I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to wait for it to come out of you on the fucking street. Where I will be doing this because the police moved. They moved their patrols down from Avenue A. They pushed all the drug dealers to Avenue B to empty out all the people, get property down, and have small capitalists buy it for the gentry. That's why I'm here doing this. Yeah, that's why I'm here doing this here. To mobilize all you fuckers and service this target behind my enemy's line. I'm doing this. I'm doing this I am doing this here because after this Zoom room gets turned into a hotel for rich people's dogs, there's not gonna be nothing coming out of here but fucking dog shit and noise. I'm doing this so you will have to use discouragement and fear as impulse to escape the material security of your aristocratic spiritual fulfillment. I'm not going to take you beyond your limitations as a doubtfully necessary life form trying to implicate itself in superiority, abolished by need, twisted into an object. I'm doing this to seal the pact. Now listen to me, really listen. I don't want you to just hear me. This isn't something on the internet radio. I want you to really hear me. I want you to listen. I'm doing this to seal the pact between us, given, not exchanged, to separate myself, to throw understanding and mistake at your feet, as though at your feet I'm throwing understanding and mistake right up into your ears at your feet. So I will disappear between us like the aggression of love returning to the goodness of nothing.
Like, I don't even know how to, like, come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Scale.
The Jedi Master, yeah.
That was unbelievable. There are so many kinds of writing and art and literature and poetry and prose. It broke about 5 envelopes in that one, man. That's and in the beginning you said, I don't know if this is printable. I'd print that.
Oh, he said I'd print that. Listen. I have told you, Jedi Master, you got to be careful with the Force, man, because you wield that shit just effortlessly, man. Like, he started off by saying he was trying to dissolve the scab of street noise in your ears, right? Come on, man. Literature is the highest form of white consciousness. I had a professor of mine tell me getting a upper graduate degree or a graduate degree was only reinforcing white supremacy. Hey, I'm just telling you what a professor relayed to me. A PhD said, hey. My throat is an engine that runs on refusal. Oh my gosh, if that doesn't sound like a revolutionary. Like, listen, y'all got these liners. Y'all got these one-liners in here, man, that could just turn into documentaries. For real, my throat is an engine that runs on refusal. Oh, you're amazing, man. Real. I'm doing this to seal the pact, to throw understanding and mistake at your feet. I will disappear between us. Gosh. Again, as I mentioned earlier, cats among us who have been doing it and still doing it well, teaching us how to take it to the next level. Thank you, Jedi Master. I appreciate you each and every time you come through for continuing to take our craft to the next level. Thank you. All right. One more, and then we'll pass it to Ron. Coming up next, so listen, y'all. It has been a while, but I'm looking forward to this, right? We got a comedian in the building, and I'm going to trust all y'all to work with us, right? This incredible comedian has come to hopefully break a funny bone. And he is hoping that we can get some response in real time. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to introduce him. I'm going to leave everybody's mic open so we can get some feedback. If you know you got other things going on in your space, please mute until you're ready to respond. If not, everybody's mic's going to be hot for our next performer, the one and only Frank Marchman in the building. Listen, I have been looking forward to this, man, since the last time. Please let the folks know where they can find you online. You know what it is. Please take it away.
Thank you. So I just put my YouTube channel on the chat. So if you want to check me out and like my videos or subscribe, that'd be awesome. So let's see. So this August, Trixie and I celebrated our 25-year anniversary. I thought I'd get a standing ovulation.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how Trixie feels about this, but I'm still carrying a picture of my ex. What do you think? Oh boy. Can I get full screen? Full screen here? I can. Wait. Trying to. Can everyone see this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can see you.
You can see my ex?
No.
No. That's weird. That's weird. There it is. Okay, picture of my ex. Next time I'll show you my triple X. In fact, artificial intelligence is now getting into triple X business. I went to those stores in the village and I could not believe a blow-up doll was faking an erection. Now, when people say, Frank, what did you see in Trixie? Well, she's attractive, she's sweet, she has a sense of humor. They say, Trixie, what did you see in Frank? I don't know, but I used to be very nearsighted. I was at work. Everybody was asked, what keeps you up at night? First person goes computer failures. Second person goes deadlines. They got to me, and I said, Viagra. Okay, don't get me started with Viagra. Viagra's expensive. It'd be much cheaper if I was single. I can pay women to pretend they're having a good time. I went to the doctor, and he said, Frank, if you take Viagra, you have an erection on demand. Problem is, at my age, there's no demand for my erection. And Trixie, well, she doesn't even bother to fake orgasms. She's happy simply to feign interest. You know, anytime she'll scream in bed, when the Wi-Fi signal goes out. Okay, the other day Trixie was screaming, yes, yes, don't stop. My neighbors knew I was doing the dishes. Now, Trixie recently had surgery. Everything went fine, but you know, it's a tough recovery period, so I'm basically doing everything for her. Now she lets me take her clothes off. Trixie loves role-playing in bed. Her favorite role is sleeping woman. The last time we made love, she was carrying in her hand, I thought it was a telephone. It turned out it was a life alert button. She just loves the sound of the words, help, he collapsed on top of me and won't get up. Now, I hate to admit this, but before Viagra, if I were to make love, I'd also hit the life alert button. It's true. Help, I've fallen and I can't get it up. Now, before I met Trixie, I did terrible with pickup lines. I said to women, I'm a famous chess player. Really? Yes. I'm looking to meet a woman to make some moves on. Back at my age, I do far better at chess than I do with women. It's easier to get mated. I also notice a lot of women in their 20s and 30s smile at me, and I'm realistic. I have two chances with them, slim and none. That's why I was shocked. I was in Costa Rica. All these young women were flirting with me. I'm thinking, why might they be interested? Maybe they think I can help them. Maybe they think I'm a sugar daddy. But they'll be disappointed when I open up my wallet and they'll find out I'm just a high fructose corn syrup daddy. And finally, before I met Trixie, I've had nothing but psychotic ex-girlfriends. You would think when I place a personal ad, I might meet a woman close to what I'm looking for. Tell me, is this straightforward? Single male, enjoys music, dining, comedy, seeks a woman who is honest, with similar interests for a possible long-term relationship. Reasonable. I don't know what has gone wrong, but before I met Trixie, the ad seemed to say something totally different. Single male, enjoys alcoholism, kickboxing, doing a Macarena, seeks a liar, a kleptomaniac, for failed relationship. And things actually worked out with one of my psychotic exes until it ended kind of abruptly. I gave her a ring, and she gave me the finger. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mute yourself. Give it up for Frank Marshman.
There you go, Frank.
Ringing a finger.
Very good, man. Very good.
My fructose corn syrup daddy was badass.
Yeah, hell yeah, right? That shit was funny. That was funny. Oh my goodness. Frank, let me tell you something. First of all, thank you for coming through. Listen, just like I say, the week isn't right until we get a Joski C song. I think we might need a Frank Marshman joke to go along with that, man, just to make it all crunchy and right. Listen, I have a friend of mine, shout out to Vulcan. We talk about the similarities between poetry and comedy. And let me tell you, man, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. It takes a lot of courage to get up there and do what you do, sir. And you have the nerve to be funny. Oh my gosh. You have the nerve to be funny. Like for real. He said, oh, they heard my wife screaming, oh no. They knew I was doing the dishes. Like that shit was, what? Yeah, my wife likes role playing, right? Her favorite character, the sleeping woman. Like, get out of here, dog. Like, he said, I used to use the life alert too, right? Help, I'm falling, I can't get it up. Like, golly, man. Like, I don't know how folks write jokes, man, but that is a masterclass in joke telling. Thank you, Frank, for coming through and sharing your incredible artistry with us, man. That shit was funny. Make sure you find yourself here every Thursday night, man. We need that in our lives, man. Thank you. Truly appreciate that. Wow. That was just that was the business. All right. So before we move forward, I do want to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. Ron, how you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling okay. I don't know how to follow Frank, but I'm glad we finally have a comedian back here on our online open mics. It's been a while since we had a comedian. So, Frank, please keep showing up. I am at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater in Manhattan, New York City. It may look like a gym behind me, but it's actually the rehearsal room, which is next to the bar and the offices. My fellow staff colleagues and I were here for a training here for tomorrow. I'm going to get to that in a second. But if you've never been to the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, Pregones, there is a wonderful show going on right now, which is actually happening right downstairs in the stage area, which is the Red Rose, an original production. It's based on the life and writings of Jesus Colon. I saw it myself a few weeks ago, and it was so great, to see this show. It's a musicals, slash stage play. Tickets start very low at $25, which if you're in New York City is much, more affordable than Broadway shows. So if you're in New York City, the show is all the way through January 7th. Come on and check them out. Now, the reason I am here, and let me share my screen so I can give you all our current promotions. Give me a second here. Here we go. Slideshow on. So, as many of you know, the New Regan Poets Cafe is currently closed for the 3-year reconstruction. So we are partnering with several venues in New York City to host our shows. One of those shows, which will be a new program, is our new monthly Grand Poetry Slam. And this one will be held here every last Friday of the month at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, 47th Street, which is in Times Square, on the last Friday of each month, starting tomorrow, 10 p.m. Our executive director, La Brua, will be hosting that. We will follow this Grand Slam with the Twilight open mic at midnight, just like we used to do at the cafe on Fridays when Jive hosted. So we still have tickets available. Head to our website where you will be redirected to the to our calendar and to the theater's ticket site. 10 p.m. tomorrow, come on out. Our Monday winners will be competing, and we have several open mic and poetry slam slots available for everyone else in line who would like to slam and win. Because if you do win tomorrow, you will be winning $50, and then you will be entered in our grand finale at the end of the year. So several, ways to win if you would like to. So come on out to the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater tomorrow, the New Regan Poets Cafe here in Times Square in New York City. Also, yesterday we did have our first off-site open mic, which was not a slam, at the Loisaida Center on the Lower East Side, 9th Street. That one was hosted by Supreme, and we're going to host that every last Wednesday of the month. The next one will be January 31st, 2024. Sorry, there is a typo in my slide here. It should be 2024. So next month, you can come for that in person. And if you missed yesterday's, we're going to upload the video to our social media platforms next week. So stay tuned for that. And as Elemental mentioned, we are also continuing to host our New Regan Bowery Slams at the Bowery Poetry Club every Monday, 7 p.m. We are currently on a break. This Monday was Christmas Day. Next Monday is New Year's Day. So we're going to return there on Monday, January 8th. The Bee will host that day, followed by J. Rose the following week, which also happens to be Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. And of course, we're going to continue our new weekly online open mics every Thursday, 8 p.m., hosted by Elemen2al. And as he mentioned, you can sign up for artist RSVP spots 24 hours prior. Last night, when all 20 slots were ordered quite quickly. I think the last one got ordered this morning around 7 or 8 a.m. If you didn't make it and you still want to perform, let Elemen2al or me know, and we'll put you on the good luck round at the end. And for everything else, we're going to have other off-site programming coming up during our reconstruction. We're going to have a teenage open mic co-sponsored and co-hosted by Rightopia in January. We're going to go to the Poets House in Battery Park City in February to do and to host an open mic and salsa jam there. If you didn't receive our newsletter 2 days ago, head to our website, sign up for the newsletter. I'm also going to put all the information in the Zoom chat. Follow our executive director at her Instagram page at LaBrewerNYC. And you also see our host Elemen2al here. He always posts New Regan Poets Cafe's information and upcoming programs as well. So basically, stay in touch with us. We're going to do a lot more programming throughout the next month, even though our building is closed, we will be continuing, our programming throughout New York City. So on that note, it is Thursday night. We're going to go to our next performer on the list, which happens to be my writing buddy. We usually meet on Sunday evenings in Zoom to write and read and give feedback. We're on a current holiday break, but we're going to continue in January. If anyone is interested to join us, it's free. It is moderated by Tabitha and Marilee Johnson, who you may know, both of them. They have been here on the online open mics as well. Sri, it's so good to see you. Happy holidays. I look forward to more writing on Sunday evening starting next month. But in the meantime, let's hear what you brought for today. Welcome back. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Ron, and thank you, Elemental. Happy holidays and poets. Great to hear and see you all. I have 2 poems tonight. Cracked Water Pot. The cracked water pot, the old stone that sits like a master by the river, the asymmetry of a temple bell, all of these whole in their imperfection, as is the mind. So be gentle. Set aside the stick. There is no need to be other than you are. If you nod off, sleep. If your belly growls like a tiger at the gate, feed yourself. To love one who rouses fear is a tall order most cannot meet. So be gentle. Let the dam break. Hold nothing back. You will be clear like water. The wisdom of a light heart is simple. A sage sweeps the ground about the shrine that stands beside the Chalakudi River. Wisdom runs deeper than love, she says. Love is wisdom and wisdom love. I say that you need not seek either. Wake and see for yourself how the sun rises, her light whole, unbroken, and brings the marigold to bloom. Are you water, stone, sun, or marigold? Do you know now that there is no difference? The second one is called anger. Do not argue, do not linger. Anger does not mean to be cruel. He only tries to find his way. Can he find no peace with your face before him? So stand aside. You do not need a harsh word or the back of a hand. Be gentle with yourself. Step with care around the pit of rage, the cold ash of yesterday's fire. Leave anger to himself, walk away or run, even dance. So you will find a joy in being free that is no more or less than who you were born to be. Peace. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, any and every time I get a chance to hear Sri Law, it is amazing. Unmute yourself, give it up for Sri Law.
Wow.
Writing.
Great. Yeah.
So peaceful. Beautiful.
That was gorgeous.
You know, there's something about the control that you have over your voice, the command that you have over it. I always say I love poets and performers that have their flow locked in, and yours definitely is. You're one of those read the phone book folks. You know what I mean? You could read the phone book and it would sound incredible. The symmetry of a bell, like just that reverberation of your voice. That's just a beautiful image. There's no need to be other than you. Like y'all are just hitting me with these heavyweight blows this evening, right? The wisdom of a light heart is simple. You know, the way you write, it really is magnificent. Thank you for sharing it with us. listen, shout out Tabs, shout out Mary Lee Johnson. Thank you for coming together on those Sundays and getting all those things together and writing those things out. For real, it's so important to get in writing circles with people that you love, respect, and appreciate. Real quick, before we move on, unmute yourself. Give it up for Ron Mark Thompson.
Yes.
Who's down with RMT? Relax on me.
Thank you,
Ron.
RMT.
Hey,
Hell
my
yeah.
thanks go to all of you. Thank you, everyone, for continuing to support us here on Thursdays and support us at our off-site programming, like the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater and all the other venues that we're going to. So thank you again, everyone. Thank you, Elemental, for your hosting as well. Appreciate it.
Listen, man. Listen. This is truly a team effort, folks. Right? I wouldn't be able to do all what I do without Ron doing what he does. For real, that dude is key. All right. So, couple things. Bill Elkins unfortunately had to jump. Shout out Bill Elkins for all the energy that he always brings, right? However, we do have a special guest this evening. And great Scott, we have a pleasant gesture. We're going to move this poet in because it is a crazy time where they are. Similar to Lantern coming at us all the way in from the UK, this phenomenal poet is coming at us all the way from Greece. Such a crazy time in the world. But let me tell you, if you've never experienced this poet's work, you're about to be amazed. The one and only Alexandra Satopoulou is in the building, author of the Flying series. If you are unprepared, let me tell you, make sure you get prepared because they are absolutely amazing. It is great to see you. Thank you for hanging out with us. Please take it away.
Thank you so much for squeezing me in. I'm sleep zooming. Gosh, I don't know how Lacan does this. Okay, Flying 17. This light is mine. It is hyper-physical, illuminating in the golden tenderness of a poetic heart, discerning and choosing amongst inherited traits of Zeusian cultivation and Cronian egoism, along the exploration of an inner dialectic synthesis, indulging and abstaining, desecrating and purging, endeavoring to optimize our emotional mindset, attempting to restore ourselves and our earth from polluting elements, our burnt terrains, our mountain tops, haloed by rose dawns and rose dusks, bridging the gap between immutable, firm ideals and capricious, shady senses. On auroral mountain tops, enslaved worms transforming into quivering, resurrected butterflies, goldwing after goldwing. This zone is mine. It is releasing, leaping in the contemplative homage of a philosophic mind, intuiting and electing amongst dynamical antinomies of clear-winged visualization and cyclopic blindness, along the mission of idea-morphed Daedalian inventions, upheaving Minoan waves bursting forth from a pyroclastic flow of Aegean DNA, frontier warriors anxious to restore our eco-formations, our lands, our seas, our seven skies, 7 times blue, adjusting to natural and supernatural cosmic purposes. Argo's bow breaking into a sky sea of orgone, silver wave after silver wave. This union is mine. It is aura bonding, intensifying in the fiery sovereignty of an ascetic fulfillment, filtering and selecting amongst labyrinthine channels of Persephonic magnanimity and Tartarian beastliness, along the polymorphic emeralding of each individual unfolding. Lion hearts and lion minds emancipating from lower and middle ranking hierarchies. In joyous exemption from demons and illusions, from resistance and time. Evolved phosphoric suns activating towards the east, devolved dim spheres deactivating towards the west. Delineating photodynamic and aphotic positions in dimorphic order. Sunborn unrestrained vibrancy dawning into our caves, luminiferous ether dazzling, vivid flame after vivid flame. This truth is mine. It is envisaging, polyvibrating in the vivifying fountain of pan-human axioms, clarifying and correcting amongst antithetic consciousnesses of trained logos and untrained thumos, along the reshaping of each new age, aspiring to rise into advanced halcyon apogees formed by prime pan-universal rearrangements, superpositioned apotheosis, sending exalting potico philosophy to torchbearers. Eris's nostalgia, tuning into the eurythmic heartbeat of thriving ascending gastric galaxies, balancing on a symbiosis of cataclysmic and epiphanic laws of creation. Dodecahedron galaxies overflowing with humans and gods, reaching the borders of zenith beyond after zenith beyond. This sweet flying is ours. It is absolute, emblazoning in the progression of the idea, the pan-fiery great idea. Thank you and Happy New Year to everyone.
Job before she started what was about to happen. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alexandra Salapoulou.
Yeah, Alexandra, it's so hypnotic, so fantastic, brilliant.
Up the art on that.
Wow. Yeah, brilliant work.
Wow.
Leap, we love you.
Absolutely hypnotizing. Wow, it was just, and you touch on everything that's going on in the world and in the universe, everything, human condition and everything. It was just beautiful. It's perfect. Wow.
Some sort of cosmic whole map between dimensions. I don't know, man. It's good work.
Yes. Yes.
I hope I feel that way when I die.
Don't wait.
Just
I'm sure it'll be better.
Like every time I hear her, it just sounds so cosmic. Every time.
You can hear it 10 times and it's always
It's really
mind
up there on another plane, another dimension.
Yeah.
Really
amazing work, Alexandra. It's amazing.
Listen. Let me put y'all up on something real quick. First of all, thank you, Alexandra, for staying up at such a crazy hour, for coming to hang out with us. Listen, we've been trying to make sure that Alexandra gets here because, again, it's such a crazy time. But let me tell you, if you never experienced Alexandra's work before, that was hard. I'm telling you, Alexandra by herself is absolutely incredible. But if you were to hear their work along with an incredible musician by the name of Henry Lohman, it will transport you to somewhere else. Shout out Henry Lohman. And I hope that sometime soon, that I can get Alexandra and Henry to come through and do their performance. Trust me, It will blow you away. For real. There's so many things in there, what Alexandra just said, right? Sunburn, unrestrained vibrancy, natural and supernatural cosmic purposes, right? Aura bounding, polymorphic, like the reshaping of each new age, right? Pan-human axioms, right? Balancing on a symbiosis, like what? Overflowing with humans and gods. The sweet flying is ours. Ah. Alexandra, thank you for hanging out with us. You are a master at what you do. Thank you. I hope you can find some time in the new year to come and hang out with us. Thank you for ending our year with such an incredible work. All right. We are down to the last 5 on the guaranteed list, and I believe we have at least one person on the good luck round. Let's get to this. All the way out on the West Coast, shout out to LBC. This incredible poet comes through and is a one-of-a-kind cat. I'm telling you, shout out to Graybeards. So many things. This dude is absolutely amazing. The one and only Subject Matter in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Subject Matter. Always great to see you, bro. Come on, take it away.
I'll put my information on at the end, but I'm my IG is Subject Matter the Artist, separated by underbars, and Facebook Daryl Lewis. I'm working on some other pages in my so that's where that's at. But I'm just so humbled to be here tonight, man. I'm enjoying being the audience, to tell you the truth, because I'm just thankful for the opportunity to work out in your lyrical gym, man. It's just like, wow. The stuff I'm hearing tonight is just like breathtaking. But I'm going to do a little piece. Let me see, where am I? Okay. This piece was inspired by what's going on in Florida. And I sort of understand what's their perspective, what they're going through, because they don't want to explain a lot of stuff. So the name of this piece is called Grandpa, dedicated to the Florida educational system. In the hush of history's heavy breath, precious to the white girl running home from school, eyes stained with tears, innocent brushed by shadows of shame, recently flipped the pages of time and discovered pain. Pictures in black and white, echoes of horror, haunting sight, lynching trees and faces cold witnessed by kinfolk. Grandpa, what did you do? She cries, her head tilted upward to see the weathered face that she loves so dearly. Her voice trembled, nauseous from the fumes of racism's bubbling toxic brew. The child's angelic heart asked, did the same hands that repaired my dolly wield a wicked whip of sorrow? Did the same mouth that read me bedtime stories and sang lullabies spew hatred? Did the same arms that rocked me to sleep rock someone's father on hanging rope? Slavery's chains, Jim Crow's bitter sting, were these the hymns of our family? In the pages of history's dusty diary, she seeks answers. You taught me to love. Mommy said God is love. Grandpa, what did you do? Moved by her innocence, purity of heart, flashback of memories, Grandpa wipes regret, shame from his eyes and turns away. With a reoccurring rhythmic refrain in her innocent plea, she tugged at his shirt tail. Grandpa, what did you do? As the past unfolds, story untold, her little heart in history's hold, her little heart in history's whole. Please tell me you stood on the side of right, that your hand saw justice. For the love of God, Grandpa, what did you do? Please tell me you don't hate. If you hate them, you hate me too. A plea in the air like a fragile bird's flight in the fading light, in a tapestry of time where wrongs accrue, in a tapestry of time where wrongs accrue. A child's last whimpering cry of hope. Grandpa, what did you do? That's that piece.
Yo, that's just golly. Unmute yourself, give it up for subject matter.
Yeah, that gets right down to the heart of it. Right down to the heart of it. Yeah.
Beautiful read, beautiful performance, beautiful words. And where's Marty? Where'd she go? Damn it.
Grandpa, what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, what I keep hearing from y'all is like just a movie script. With every poem, it's another act in the movie, right? Like I just saw all of that unfold, right? This baby crying, right? How could you hate them and love me, right? Did the same hands that rock me wield a wicked whip of sorrow? That's just nasty, right? Flip the pages of time and discover pain. That's just nasty, man. History's dusty diary. Come on, man. Her little heart in history's whole. Man, look. These are the movies Hollywood should be making, not just another slave narrative. If they want to know what's really going on and want to get to the heart of the people, these are the movies they should be making, right? From the heart of the people. Appreciate you, subject matter. Real. Make sure you're plugging in with subject matter. He hosts a local spot, Griot Cafe. Make sure you are plugging in. I'm telling you, that cat's absolutely amazing. All right. Coming up next. Listen, I believe the Keeper of Concrete is still in the building. Listen, I was just rapping with this cat not too long ago. This cat is amazing. One of the dopest poets under this yellow radiation we call a sun. This dude does it, man. Shout out the vets in the building, Semper Fi. This dude is just one of those. The one and only CP Mays in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, folks. Always great to see you. You know what it is. Take it away.
I'll make the intro quick because I'm gonna need that extra time. Yeah, I'm CP Mays. I host PGN's global open mic called Bottoms Up. Second and fourth Sunday. We're doing an encore this Sunday. London at 3, East Coast at 10 a.m. A Marine asked me to read part of this poem. The entirety of the poem I can never read in a place where they'll videotape the entire poem. So yeah, it's a letter to my kids. And I'll jump in the middle. ... A cum laude concrete prodigy of paradise and purgatory. Valet parking my well-placed pain pushed the pulse of my passion's pedigree on a pedestal. Exhausted laps in judgment left hallelujahs running around my halo so hard that God pulled groin muscles in my name. Christ came to me with a contract, said if I offered over my creative genius to him, he would keep you kids safe. As long as I kept my art honest, I did, and I never turned back my loves. Well-kept, cleared-out closet space is where nightmares hang the skeletons from the 2 military murder trials. First military trials tribunal tested my fuck if you can judge me military discipline under fire. Onslow County was murder in the first degree, murder in the second degree, or involuntary manslaughter. In Saginaw, Michigan, Mike was kidnapped and held hostage in a basement for 3 days. 3 o'clock in the morning, undercover military police ran dope dogs through Bailey's barracks room. I've been a court-martial case and wrote a Spain by letting the Lord serve as the best lawyer in the business. A non-commissioned officer running with only uncalled military trained killers on the government's payroll. Continuous search and seizures as if we were slanging narcotics. We stay subjects under investigation. Never missing meals with men who can make men go missing. Made sure my heart stayed well fed. Made sure I never taught to talk reckless, cutthroat tongue, never cut a check that my ass couldn't cash. Made self-made men, mostly out of respect for me. Make sure maids can make moves without tied strings. Ask, acting out of line after the fact anger, how after our acts of violence in the Marine Corps can make maids act a fucking ass. Ask how over my dead body would I allow my pride to pull a pistol just to let it do the fucking talking for me. Ask how over conversation I convinced the killer that they didn't stop making bullets when they made his. Asked him to make sure his mama knows that these kids throw more than temper tantrums over here. Asked him to ask his thugs, to ask their killers, to ask their gods what can happen when the Marines' patience stalls. Asked him if he thought my League of Extraordinary Gentlemen didn't keep duct tape or comas on call. Asked him to ask God to how when we go hardcore, our unsportsmanlike conduct never cries wolf. Son, I missed early morning essay exams that day just to walk war talk rhetoric off of stage. Sons, never trust hookers turned into housewives because neighborhood street supermodels ain't shit. Son, face to face with facts that facades can fuel foods before feeble-minded fools might just save your life. Nuyo, sons, my daughters, an elementary latchkey kid, your father became a man-child for murderers to give Christmas gifts to. So know your bloodlines are filled with rhetorical questions that only graveyards know how to answer. Sons, never forget what it took for me to get you here. Never forget where you come from. Sincerely yours, Dad. Thank y'all. Shout outs to that Marine who wanted to hear this high.
I tried to warn y'all. Unmute yourself, give it up for CP, man.
You can never really warn people, you know, you can never really warn people enough.
Is that part of a poem I've done before? That's the long one.
Wow. Yeah, that I can't read out loud because of some of the stuff I talk about in there. Yeah.
I think you've got to be that.
He said you can only warn him so much. Like I remember that, right? I remember that, right? When Mike Tyson was at the height of his career, and people would say, "Hey, man, you're going into the ring with Mike Tyson," and you would see him walking all the way up to the ring with no socks, black on black on black, black on black, black on black on black, and he would still bust people's ass for them. I'm just saying, he would still bust everybody's ass wide open for them, even though they knew he was coming to bust their ass wide open for them. I'm just saying. Mace, man, I just love how you just give all of yourself to your creative energy, man. It's something about that, folks. There really is, you know. Valet parking my well-placed pain. Left hallelujahs running around my halo, right? Listen, I never wrote a check my ass couldn't cash. Listen, pull a pistol just to do the talking for me. Why would I? Right? Make sure you ask the killers to ask their thugs to ask their demons what the hell's really going on. Right? Neighborhood street supermodels ain't shit. Translation, never trust a hood rat. I'm just saying, man. That dude's something else, man. Appreciate you, Maze. For real, man. Shout out the vets in the building. For real. Thank you for all that you do, Maze. For real. Truly appreciate you, man. All right. Coming up next, all the way across the pond, I mentioned time zones, right? This next poet continues to come through and rock with us all the way across the pond. The most eloquent writer I know in the business. The one and only Lantern Carrier in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you, Lantern. Always great to see you, brother. Please take it away.
Thank you, my brother. Northern theme tonight. Renewal. Kindness sometimes take a hit from the cold heart. Just because, like a strong tornadoes, it makes significant contributions to love. I carry within me a greater fire than the ones I see outside myself, but the spirit of a birthless presence cannot be trapped in shadows. It is all a matter of growth, of progress, renewal. Learning lessons or transformation takes time, even as night for the lonely may feel endless, until the dawn once again glistens with the illustrious sunlight. The sharp knives of regret may seem never-ending, but a soul embraced by love's light eventually sheds its cobwebs of remorse. Joy lies in our sorrows, even as the victory of progress lies in our defeats. Diversity dances in the night, even as it does in daylight. Love's mystery ultimately makes way for the butterfly, breaking free from its cocoon, even as the soil ultimately yields with the blessings of the gardener, rain, and sunlight to a bounteous harvest. This moment I see dark clouds above, but doesn't the healing rays of the sun eventually bring solace to my heart? 2023 has shown me many challenges, true. Many a wail have I heard, and an ocean of prayers have ascended unto paradise. Very sad for many. Yet I remember when some threw me to hungry lions in an arena, trees in tears as I dangled, and the dogs barking beneath. Since my nights were dark for eons, why then is love still burning in my heart? Evolution is movement, progress, which alas, do not come without challenges. Love ultimately conquers, yet it creates roses woven from thorns. The way of the Christ has been shown by sacrifice, yet it gave us the love of seers and great souls, even as man's unconquerable spirit brought us the joys of science, aviation, and technology. Everything ultimately changes, and love sometimes gives me lemons before it compensates with the succulence of mangoes. Winter can be bitterly cold, but we eventually cherish the radiance of sunflowers, the sentiments of daffodils and roses, as well as the darling buds of May. The mother in labor pushes through pain, but her joy becomes unbounded when the child emerges and cries. Summer fills my heart with solace, then fades into a fall, cascading the splendor of magenta leaves. This eventually gives way to winter's charm. I am a soul transforming impediments to find my way home. This means that my greed, ego, lust, anger, attachments, and more must be transcended. For my inner kingdom is full of light, and renewal is one of the tools of love emerging through ignorance to assist me on this journey. I give thanks for another year in this illustrious journey. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Oh, y'all, the most eloquent writer I know. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Lantern. Oh, beautiful.
Nice blessing. Nice blessing. Happy
The way
New
you
Year.
use language,
Happy
Lantern.
New Year,
The way
guys.
you use language. Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
You make,
right?
you make the clock and the calendar cry.
Heartwarming poet.
Write that down, damn it. Write that down, CC. If you didn't listen, we'll record it. It's recorded. Write that shit down. This, your ass. Whoa, yo, damn. See what I talk about that energy? This is what I'm talking about. This is why the unmuting. This is why that call and response is so important, y'all. Right? So we can share in that energy, right? So many one-liners that we got this evening, I'm telling you, is going to spark so many different things. Right? Lantern, you're just amazing at what you do, right? At the end, you said, my inner kingdom is full of light. Yes, sir. And so is your writing. Every time you write, right? Sentiment of daffodils on roses, right? Like your voice is like wind, right? And it helps beings fly. It really does. You're just amazing, sir. Thank you for staying up at crazy hours and sharing your eloquent writing with us. I truly, truly appreciate you, sir, each and every time. All right. We got 4 folks left on the list. And listen, I just saw her. Yeah. I'm about to yell at you. Yeah. So it has been a while. Listen, this next poet, this is why I get to yell at this next poet, because this next poet is a phenom, for real. This next poet came through, even had the baby on the screen sometimes, like, hold on, baby, mama need to wreck the world real quick. Listen, Diamonds in the Abyss is all kinds of dope. Welcome back, Madi. It's been too damn long since we've seen you. This incredible artist is bound to blow your mind. Let these folks know where they can find you, Madi. Always great to see you.
Thank you. Feels good to be home. Hello. You can find me on Instagram, Diamonds in the Abyss. I also have my poetry blog, Diamonds in the Abyss at wordpress.com. So let's get into this. I started this poem a while ago, and then I talked to Elemen2al yesterday, and I was like, oh, I like the theme. So I finished a poem tonight as we were, I was listening to everybody. So this poem is called Dearly Forgotten. I didn't write this for the majority. I didn't write this for the generation of entitled personas mimicking the human form. The ones that ridicule you for being different because what the majority says goes. And they created this dystopia where anything that is different is not welcome in this bar. Anything that is different is not welcome in this store, in this school, in this park, on this bus, on this train, on this sidewalk, inside this church, on this earth. I wrote this for the vast generation of have-nots. Those who picked the shorter stick by proxy via decisions that were not of their own, decisions chosen by those who chose not to try harder, decisions chosen by those who chose not to clear a safe path for us. I say this with pride. We are the have-nots. We are the ones that were trained to endure walking barefoot down roads littered with shards of fractured dreams and promises, with jagged edges that are inoculated with the past transgressions of others, and we suffered from the subsequent wounds that festered deep into our soul. We were eager to wash away our sins by running to get baptized in muddy water and drinking spoiled grape juice with stale crackers, because the silver lining is not always sparkling, fresh, and new. And we struggle to keep our minds free of gangrene, which is rampant because we have to trudge through the unsanitary conditioning strategies of society. You see, decay of the mind starts with the censorship of our thoughts, emotions, and truths. So I urge you to continue to make as much noise as you can. Our voices in unison can break many glass ceilings throughout eternity. This is for the have-nots. Remember, losing is never an option. Poem.
This is for the have-nots. Damn it, unmute yourself. Give it up for Marty.
Diamonds in the abyss.
Phenomenal. Absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal.
That's beautiful,
Amazing.
man. I
Beautiful.
and
Wow.
I just wrote this. You
Wow.
kill me every time with the
Thank you.
You got lines in it.
Wow.
Shout out to Paint Slingers in the building, man.
Thanks for getting
Shout out
back
to
here.
Paint
Thank
Slingers.
you, thank you,
Great to hear
thank
your
you.
voice again.
Listen.
I just
You started out by saying, feels good to be home, baby. Feels good to be home. Listen, let me tell you something about being home. That's the only time where you can actually go all in. And y'all inspired that. Not me. Y'all. Marty just said that she wrote that, she finished that this evening based on y'all's work. Again, I said from the beginning, the greatest community in the world. Not only do we do this, but we do that inspiration thing too, right? And we know how to inspire even our own community members, right? Generations of have-nots. Because we know what the majority says goes, right? The status quo is a major thing, right? If you would go against the status quo, you're left behind in most of the time, right? Anything different is not accepted, right? But we still walking around like, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five was trying to tell us, you know what I mean? Broken glass everywhere. Just happened to be littered with fractured dreams and promises too. Running to get baptized in muddy water. We will not stand for the censorship of our thoughts. We will not. That's why I told y'all from the jump, there is no censorship. Not in here, baby, because we got to get it done and we do it right. Thank you, Marty. Make sure you fall through as often as possible. Welcome home. You know what it is, Marty. For real. Make sure you are plugging in with Diamonds in the Abyss. For real. Always on point. For real. Good to see you. All right, last person on the guaranteed list. This dude, I'm telling you, I keep telling you, I don't know how he does it, but he has got a line on this final spot, for real. The one and only Prince of P is in the building. Let these folks know what it really is, Prince of P. Again, I don't know how this cat is able to do it, but every single week, he finds himself at the end of the list. But here he is again. And listen, if he's not ready to rock, we can go to the good luck round and we'll come back, Prince of P. No worries. We'll come back, Prince of P. Listen, this next cat who came through always comes through. Where is he? There he is. Listen, this cat is one of the most unique writers that I've come across recently. And he's so stinking dope with it. Look, Professor Platinum already know, like, yeah. Let's get to it. For real. The one and only Kazi Kaz in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you online, Kaz. Listen, man, it's always great to see you. Come on, man. Take it away.
Thank you very much for that awesome intro as always. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. All right. Just 1 second. And I appreciate you letting me on today. I came late. It's just some craziness, but I'm thankful I can make it. All right. So for tonight's poem piece, just a second. Why is my phone? My phone's tripping. Forgive me. Okay. Here we go. It's just going slow. Because my Android. Just 1 second. Forgive me. I thought it was coming up and then
Hey, no worries, man. Listen, we have reached the end of the year, right? And you know, there are some things that technology is trying to switch over and change over right before we turn to 24, right?
For
so
real.
it's not all you, man. For real, technology may not be on our side, but we gonna make it work.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. And I got it. I finally got it. All right. So this piece, it's not really a title. So I'm living in a dream, one from which I hope to awaken, a dark nightmare I hope to survive. But if in this dream my life happens to be taken, still I know that I'm very much alive. Energy itself has lost a lot of power from its physical exertion in trying to make me weak. Nonetheless, my residual stamina shall be made manifest just enough to enable me to speak. 1 + 1 usually equals 2. When it doesn't, something just don't add up. It is with this simplistic of a logic that I live my life. I believe everything I don't see. My truth is my tribulation. Many lies throughout time have been more true than so many of the truths ever told. Most people thirst for value while I hunger for worth. They roam the heavens while I remain under the earth. Who do you see when you look at me? I see you when I look in the mirror, for you are a reflection of me. For we are now face to face. So stare into the eyes of my soul so that you can hear the song that my spirit sings. In the blink of an eye, an entire life could be lived, so I wouldn't even wink. For we are only on here but for a split second. Our scars reveal the idle hands of time's convalescing sands, as clocks chronologically watch our wounds while they heal. The trials of our errors divide the lines between the fluke and the constant pursuit of our endeavors. They truly are the truths which should be truthfully treasured, as facial waterfalls flow with cascading tears while travailing life's taxing terrains, eventually crashing down into the climactic zeniths of the abysmal chasms which deeply house the in-depth introspections of our profound catharses. But in the presence of my existential evanescence, my essence evanescence to my heart's predestination, vulnerably subject to the anathematic infiltration, forcing the alienating absquatulation of my celestially terrestrial animation. I represent the unpresented representations of unrepresented presentations which presently present these unprecedented predications which I present to y'all with no hesitation. And I do this out of respectful dedication to the all in all, which is the edification I walk in when I talk the talk that I talk in. I'm writing while I'm fighting in these trenches of war, like a literary Nazi playing Risk and Yahtzee on the Monopoly board, at risk of being played by this monopoly of Nazis. Yahtzee! The cusp is on the verge of the brink's edge, on the precipice of precariousness, with an emphasis on the various non-hilariously nefarious premises of biases and prejudice, like a Tyrannosaurus Pegasus with no Rex for Oedipus, or a non-commenced Genesis or an enemy's nemesis, concealed in the cracks and fissures of the yet-to-be-revealed crevices, trying to grasp the gravity of the rapidly collapsing calamity of family, which is absolutely no far away from the day. Can you see the thoughts intrusively permeating through the pervasive osmosis, nefariously convoluting in inadvertent circumstances to further perpetuate a negative prognosis? Because I have cords that need to be severed as I wearily weather the weather on this road to my endearing endeavor. I'm the breeze in the wind. So when you breathe, realize that you're breathing me in, like your prodigal next of kin. I'm him. Thank you.
That cat said, I'm the breeze in the wind, so recognize you're breathing me when you're breathing me in. Damn it! Unmute yourself, give it up for Kazi Cause!
Damn, that's
Unique, totally cause. Totally unique.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know how you do that.
I don't either.
I sometimes don't know. I promise you, I sometimes don't know, man. It just comes out like I'm just a vessel, man. I'm telling you, and I'm thankful that I can be utilized as this channel to get these words out.
You take meter and rhyme, you push it off the table, and you make your own. I love it.
Yeah,
that's what I want to do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I never write meter and rhyme, but you found an organic version of it. And you could change
Thank
it
you.
any time. You write a different song. Got yourself a little
Wow.
Mozart hybrid.
Whoa, whoa. That cat said Mozart hybrid. Slow your roll, sir. Like, yo, you gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for that. Listen, guys, I told y'all from the jump, right? This cat has jumped out. Really, his writing is so in tune. It's so him. It is so just alarming to hear such beautiful, brand new creativity, man. Listen, like you break people's brains in here, man. For real. Convalescing says, right? In-depth introspective, right? Edification. When I talk the talk, I talk in, right? Right? Like, yo, like I don't, man, like you are rapid fire for real, son of a machine gun. Like you're crazy with it, Kaz, in the best of ways. I appreciate you, bro, for always coming through, man, with that work, Kaz. Appreciate you. For real. All right. One, maybe two poets left. Got a new voice in the building. This poet showed up and was like, hey, y'all doing too much now. Damn it. I gotta get in on this mix. For real. Like I got something I gotta get off my chest. So guess what? We're gonna make sure we hear your voice. I believe this is your first time rocking with us. Please unmute yourself. The only, one and only Amber Wilkins in the building. I am thankful that you have stayed and rocked with us all evening. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Please tell us where you're rocking, you're plugging in from this evening.
Oh, okay. So hi, I'm Amber. I'm new. I don't like feel comfortable like sharing like my like location, but if you don't mind, but I just
Totally cool.
share my
Totally cool. Listen, we are thankful that you are here rocking with us. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. You see how it's been going this evening. Let the folks know, if you would so choose, where they can find you online. If not, still, welcome to the greatest community in the world. Please take it away. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you. So this poem that I'm going to read, it's called When I'm in Your Presence, and I recently published my first poetry chapbook, and I will insert the link to where you can find it. It's available on Amazon, but I'm just a beginner poet, so I'm just trying, but this is one of the poems that I'm choosing to read from it. So, as I said, when I'm in your presence. So, when I'm in your presence, I try to be there while hearing sounds that pierce my ears. We have many moments to share. Proud tunes that are hard to bear. I'm afraid of the sting if I go near. When I'm in your presence, I try to be there. Though I'm uniquely aware, cognizance is overtaken by fear. We have many moments to share. Time loves to scare. My words are now tears. When I'm in your presence, I try to be there. Facing an internal stare, not only from what I hear, but we have many moments to share. A mask is what I innately wear. The meaning of what you speak, I veer. When I'm in your presence, I try to be there. We have many moments to share. This is a short one, so that's one of them. And then since it was very short, I have a new one that I'm working on currently. It's called When He Looks at Me. What does God see when he looks at me? Does he see his child upright on her feet, but internally on her knees? Does he see himself and dwell on how he could be so well? Does he see a mistake on his canvas? Does he see a sparkle that dances? Does he spot a child who was made to be teased? Well, what do I see when I look at him? I see jazz and hymns. I feel warmth without heat. I hear the voices of green, black, and red. I taste holy wine and bread. I know nothing other than that I know nothing. I know he is something beyond something. And that's it. Thank you.
You know, that is how you show up and show all the way out. Unmute yourself and welcome and give it up for Amber Wilkins.
Welcome. Yes, beautiful, beautiful,
It's a
beautiful.
really good start.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
scary to put
Beautiful.
yourself in print for the first time. So,
Yeah,
and then you
welcome
tackle
home. You have a
presence,
home
you
here.
tackle being here and now and nothing. That's a good. You're at a good. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good. You got a long road ahead because you're young. I'm old. I can say that.
You got a home here, so just keep coming back.
Hey, listen, you heard the OG. He said that you have a home here. Listen, first of all, congratulations on your poetry collection being printed. That is not easy. Secondly, welcome to the greatest community in the world. Thirdly, you have arrived. You have arrived, right? Doesn't matter all the things that you might have thought that you couldn't do, that you were unsure, that you might not, it may not, all that's over. You're here now. And we have accepted you, right? Try to be there while hearing sounds that pierce my ear, right? Cognizance is overtaken by fear, right? My words are now tears, right? Sounds a lot like a parent. For real. Does. It sounds a lot like a parent with a new baby, just like, I don't know, right? But when I'm in your presence, I'm somebody else, right? And then taking that, right? When he looks at me, right? Does he see someone standing on their feet, but internally on their knees, right? Spot a child who was made to be teased? Nah. Because when you listen, you hear jazz and hymns, right? Jazz and hymns. You know how important jazz is? If it wasn't for jazz, so many things in our world would not exist. Welcome to the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. You have found a home here. Make sure you find yourself here every Thursday night. All right. Listen, folks, we got to get out of here. We are already past the time. Listen, I thank all of you. I know we didn't get to a couple people, but please make sure you are rocking with us next week. Really, I know the folks who didn't get a chance to rock, I will be reaching out to you. Thank you all for rocking with us this evening. Make sure you are plugging in with all the incredible things that the New Eurekan Poets Cafe will do. Listen, next week's theme it's got to come up, right? I got to put it together, right? We are going into the new year. The last one tonight was the last one for the year. We have to put together some incredible something else for the next year, but I promise you, as long as I'm here, there will be a theme every single week of the year, and I will be here every Thursday. I promise y'all that. As long as the world stays together, I will be here. Thank y'all. I love y'all so much. Love hearing new voices every single week. Thank y'all so very much. We're going to end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power. Inspire others. Energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until we meet again, peace and blessings.